Welcome to Mommy Issues, a podcast where an ex-reality TV star mom
and her reality TV loving daughter
bridge the gap between their generations through celeb news, all things Bravo,
and their own personal mommy issues. What? I saw our YouTube thing. Why do I touch my hair so much? What the hell is that all about?
I don't think I've ever noticed that.
But like a psychopath. Like
Psychopath.
I guess because I'm never ready. You know,
right? That you're like
ready, and I'm like, is this fine? But it's so bad.
I think I touch my hair a lot too, though.
You don't touch it at all.
Really?
No, it's crazy. Hold on, I need to write something down 1 second before I forget, because what am I saying? Hold on, because I'm not. I'll forget. I already forgot.
Oh, it'll come back to you. If it's important, it'll come back to you.
Oh, it's important. That doesn't mean anything. What's up?
What's up? Hi, guys. Welcome to Mommy Issues 2023 edition. Big stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Big stuff happening.
I'm loving 2023. Hold on.
Oh my God, I know. You're already off to a great start. Can you share the news with people?
No.
Okay.
Nope. No,
okay.
I can't. I can't share any news right now. But it's good. And it's good. And you know, I really have had that positive attitude. I had all 12 grapes, which is important. I never have all 12 grapes. And I had the lentils, and you know, this is exactly
here's the thing.
Why.
For people who don't know, New Year's Eve is I would say it's a very big thing for Cubans, right? Is that what it is? It's Cubans or Latinos?
Also, no, because people in the South do the black eyed peas. Everybody has their own little, you know, people wear a specific type of underwear. You know, there's all that, right?
Yeah. So in the Cuban, or at least in Miami, or what we used to do like all the time growing up, was at midnight, you would eat 12 grapes within one, like the second it turned 12, and you had to have them all swallowed in your belly by 12:01.
And it's hard. That's hard.
It's very hard. I've actually done it with friends here. Like I will bring grapes to a friend's house whenever we celebrate somewhere else. And people are like, this is impossible.
I mean, I don't know about having it in the first minute. I don't know who added that. I didn't have it in the first minute. So
what is the whole point of it? Why 12 grapes?
I don't know, 1 grape for every month of the year.
But are you supposed to like make a wish every time, like every grape or something?
I have no idea. You know what? We need to do some research, because I am not sure. I think that you know, there's things like walking around the neighborhood with your luggage will make, you know, will ensure that you'll have a year full of travel. So I don't know. You know, there's all sorts of things. Green underwear will bring you money. I don't know that the lentil thing is specifically a Cuban thing. I know a lot of different Latin American countries that do it as well. So it doesn't matter. Whatever works for you. I think it has a lot to do with manifestation and just putting yourself in the mindset of, you know, being positive and this is going to be a great year. This is going to be a great year. And then you focus all your attention on what's good and what's whatever. You know, for me, I spent my life being kind of, I don't know the right word, but like brave and kind of gutsy and all this stuff. And then somewhere along the way, I lost a little bit of that. And so now I'm just that person again, because I'm not trying to be anybody else. And that's just who I am. So there was a part of me that was off. There was a little button that was turned off. And I told Kathy Amante the other day that it turned on the day that we got that little baby tattoo.
Oh, I love that.
It was the day that, like, it said to me, I'm good, you know, I'm good. I'm watching. You're gonna do great. And everything just fell into place.
I love it. This is your year. Well, I looked it up. So the 12 grapes dates back to the 19th century in Spain. According to Atlas Obscura, the 12 grapes signify the 12 months of the year. You eat 1 grape at each chime of the clock at midnight. And if you can't finish the grapes by the time the chimes end, you will face misfortune in the new year.
Ah, bullshit. I'm not going to face misfortune.
Well, I forgot to do the grapes. Like it like slipped my mind. I do them every year. again, like I bring, even if I celebrate somewhere else, I bring them for everybody. It's a big thing. And I just completely forgot. And then I was too hungover the next day to make lentejas. So I was like, well, I guess I will have misfortune.
Yeah, exactly. No, you won't. No, I don't think it works like that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Speaking of you having a great year, you're already off to a great start. We're keeping things close to the chest until things actually come to, the surface where you can like reveal stuff, but you're already off to a great start. But on top
We're not
of that,
keeping things close to the chest because, Alexia, that's not the saying. We're playing our cards close to the vest.
Is that really what it is?
Yes.
No, but there is close to the chest too.
Okay. Well, let's play it by year then.
Okay, whatever. There are like, we'll start with some highs and lows of this week. By the way, guys, we're recording a little early because my mom is going on a little trip. So we're recording on a Tuesday. So if something happens within,
don't think that we're like
we're ignoring it.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're not going to be talking any housewife stuff because nothing has come out yet, other than Potomac, but I haven't even seen it. But whatever.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Because we're recording early, I put an ask us a question, ask me anything on our Instagram yesterday to kind of like, get some content, blah, 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 whatever. And people responded, which obviously is great. People like are writing for you. There's a person who asked at Beva, any plans to interrupt your mom less in 2023? Let her finish her thoughts. Okay.
Thank you.
No. And then also somebody commented on the Instagram post of like the promotion of our last episode saying, I haven't done it like in regards to Coke. I haven't done it either. It's not about age. And some people do care, period.
I know. I saw that. I like it.
Here's the thing. Let me just defend myself. Number one, is everyone okay? Like, why are you all on edge? It's the beginning of the year. Let's all chill the fuck out. Okay. No. Let me talk. Let me just say, I just need to go off on a tangent a little bit because I'm annoyed. You get to go off
on tangents?
Yes. Oh, cool. It's my podcast.
Oh, okay. Yes, it is. It absolutely is.
Number one, are you okay? ? Okay. This is to everybody. It's the beginning of the year. Why don't we start with lightness? Why don't we start with like relax energy? Okay. And number two, the nature of this podcast and
what is there the nature?
Not the nature. Sorry. Nature? The reason why this podcast is
because you play things close to the chest.
Yeah, that. Not that this podcast works, but what's interesting about this podcast is our dynamic. Wouldn't you say that this is not a normal mother-daughter relationship? I get to interrupt you and call you out on your bullshit the same way that you do with me. The amount of times that you have called me self-indulgent on this podcast for things that are not self-indulgent.
No, Beba. The more time I spend with you and the more self-indulgent you are, it's so bad.
Okay. Well, exactly. So this is what I'm saying. I am allowed to be like, you're a prude for not doing cocaine in the 80s.
Seriously?
And I'm allowed to interrupt you when you're going off on a tangent that's like not related to the topic that we're talking about, because who cares? It's a podcast and it's fun and it's light and it's not that serious.
But anything that's fun and light and open also allows room for someone to, like the person who commented, to express their opinion. And so to that person, I say, I'm so sorry, my daughter's an asshole. And thank you for sticking with me. And I agree. Look, there are people who do cocaine, people who don't do cocaine. Clearly, you've tried it. I know that you're not a cocaine person. I remember talking about it with Kathy on New Year's Eve, not the part where because I don't know if we had already, but just that whole thing of these women talking about it. And she goes, I remember the first time I tried cocaine. And, that's hilarious because Kathy, doesn't even drink, but she goes, I did like a whole thing. Like I cut a big line with my credit card and then I sniffed the whole thing. And I even did this thing where I put it here. And I have laughed so much because she is so funny. Like she is not that.
It's not that, right?
It's not her thing. And that's okay too. But Well, I have to choose. I'd rather that
have
not
be
done it. Your thing. Yeah.
Totally. Listen, all I'm saying is that it's your year. People are writing for you. And all I have to say is the people who are not writing for me, I don't care.
Yeah. Well, let me tell
not
you
even
something.
Fuck you. I don't care.
Let me tell you something. Well, we're going to talk about this now for a minute, because when you have a platform, and this is a platform, it's not yet like a huge platform, but there are people who listen to this because they relate to you in some way. They look up to you in some way. There's a lot of things you do right. So, the fact that you put out there that you did this, and I don't care, because it's the truth, right? That you tried it and whatever. There are people who tried that one time and become addicted forever.
Totally.
So by just saying like, yeah, so what? You try, I think it's a little irresponsible. And I know that you didn't mean that, but I do think it's a little irresponsible, because there are people that look at you and say, wow, I want to be, she's so pretty, she's so smart, she's so funny, she's a mom, she has a good relationship, and if she tried Coke, I'm going to try it too. It's like, no, because we don't know how we're going to react to something like that.
And that's the thing. It's drugs can be addictive if you have an addictive personality. Great. Yeah. But what I was trying to say is that there's nothing wrong with trying something once, realizing that you don't like it, and then not doing it again. I realize that that's not the case for a lot of people. A lot of people can get caught up in it and all of that. Of course, it's not black and white. I know you and you know me. So the conversation that we have is in this little podcast bubble of like, I mean, you were in the 80s and you were the only person in the world at that time who didn't do cocaine.
Right.
You're such a prude. It's not saying like, if you don't do it in general as a person, you're a prude. It's
right. But I don't want people who are like me when I was younger to feel like a prude, because I'm going to tell you what led to that. When I started high school, I was very young because I was a year ahead. And then just because that's the way it was back then. And I remember, being like a nerdy person, but there was something about me that made me not gravitate, but I was embraced by the cool group, and I was never cool. And I remember around like the end of 10th grade, talking to a professor and noticing that my cool friends were not really going to, I'm not going to say anything like, because everybody's decision, but like they definitely did not have the aspirations that I did. And I was very, sure of what I wanted to do. And I told him, I said, I want to take honors English. I want to take honor, whatever. He goes, so do it. Do it. I'm like, you can't just do that. You have to kind of be invited to this. And I remember sitting in front of these teachers. He goes, go ask for a meeting. And I said, listen, I want to challenge myself. I want to do this. I want whatever. And I ended up making friends with people that to this day are super nice to me, loyal to my brand. And I look at what they've accomplished, and there is a correlation. So if you have to choose, be the prude, be the nerd. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that either.
Also, I'll just say nowadays, cocaine is embarrassing to do. If you're doing cocaine,
it's so messy. I don't,
it's like, I don't know, just like do stuff that's from the earth. If you're going to do something.
And by the way, I don't have a problem with that. Somebody the other day gave me these little capsules that were for microdosing, whatever. And it's supposed to be really good for depression.
Yes.
And you take it like every 3 days or whatever. It only gave me 2. And I only took 1 because I wanted to save it, because wow, it felt nice. I felt like, so I'm not a prude. I really am, and, I love CBD and I love CBD, THC, full spectrum stuff. It helps me sleep. So all that is good. But also, there are the nerdy ones and the ones that whatever that you cool people laugh at, because you were born cool. You were born cool. Your sister's a nerd. And you have accomplished a lot of stuff on your own. You have created some great content. You've produced stuff that people have heard of. Your sister just became a partner at her Manhattan law firm.
Huge.
That's the nerd that's never done anything. So honestly, it doesn't mean that if you're one way or another, but that, like, it's okay. It's whoever you kind of have to bloom where you're planted. If that's where you feel comfortable, that's what you have to be.
Yeah. You don't have,
and
you
you're
don't
like
try
one of
to
these
do,
people. Right. I want to try it all. I want to try everything once. But you have self-control.
I do. That's the thing. I do not have an addictive personality.
No, you
I
don't.
am so good at like balancing. I'm a Libra. So I never go overboard. And even if I do, it's like not as crazy as,
And despite the fact that you were cool and born cool, you were a better student than your sister. And I don't mean better student grade-wise. I don't remember that too much. But as far as dedicated to doing well, you were in a, kind of fast track, college prep, all girls school, and you studied your ass off. And so that's why you work.
Yeah.
But there are people that will do something like that and just go down that path, and it's not a pretty place.
No, it's not. And right. But you're right. It is irresponsible to just be like, do cocaine, who cares? That's not what I meant.
Right.
But also
relax.
Okay.
Right. Well, to my friend who went, who stood up for me, just want you to know that my new name for Beva and her husband, the whole family, including my poor my granddaughter, is the Chillers.
Because I love it.
Like, relax.
Yeah, God forbid. God forbid. Relax. Also, for the friend who defended my mom, maybe don't use periods in your comments.
I like the period. I love her.
Like,
tell
again,
her to DM me. I'm gonna follow her.
Or I'm gonna block her. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Asshole. I'm literally kidding. It's all fine.
Is there any more questions?
No, hold on. We're doing highlights, lowlights. I have more. I have like 3 lowlights. That was my first lowlight. People are on edge and they need to relax. Number 2 is I finally got my period for the first time since October 2021.
Thank God, you cannot get pregnant again. I'm going to kill myself.
I got my period on January 1st, 2023. Like, what a way to kick off the year.
See, that's also good for my year.
Yeah.
I've been worried about your irresponsible sex shit that you do.
Oh my God.
I know you're married.
It's not irresponsible. We're not being irresponsible.
You like sex a lot.
Oh my God. What the hell? You don't know.
You had a baby 5 minutes ago.
You don't know.
I do know.
Okay, well, whatever. I got my period, which honestly, I would actually say that's a highlight, because when you get your period, you can have an understanding of why you're feeling a certain type of way and why you're hungry or whatever. I used to like the cycle of my period, the luteal phase, follicular, ovulation, luteal, whatever. I have a better understanding of myself, and there's information is power when it comes to like knowing your body. And so I'm actually happy that I got it, because now I can kind of understand where I'm at again. I kept getting like phantom periods. I would get all the PMS and then no period, which is the worst, because then there's no like release, you know?
Right.
It sucked. And then my third low light is I had a dream last night that I got into a physical fight with somebody because they were like assassinating my character. Okay. And they were like lying about,
in what way?
God, it's such a weird thing, but I was at a group dinner, it was a girls' dinner, and I walked into the bathroom and a girl was at a urinal peeing. So it was clear that she was trans, and no one knew.
Why is it clear? Because a lot of people like, nobody wants to whip it out.
The context of the dream, it was clear that she was trans, and no one knew. And I walked into the bathroom and I'm friends with this person. I'm like, oh my God, keep peeing. I'm just going to sit on the toilet and pee if that's okay. And she's like, yeah, it's fine. So I'm peeing on the toilet. She's peeing in the urinal. We're talking, whatever. We come out, and then she goes to a group of people and starts saying that I walked into the bathroom and was so weirded out by the whole thing and was making fun of her and all this stuff. And I was like, what are you?
That's so weird.
I was like, you're literally lying. I did not do that. That's insane. That's not who I am. And she's like, you did. I can't believe it. Like, you're so bad, all this stuff. And I fought her.
Right. But I wonder where that comes from, because you are absolutely not that person.
Absolutely not.
In any way.
So I looked up, obviously, like, what does it mean when you fight in your dream? And I have to read it to you. I have to look it up again. What does it? Oh.
Don't tell me it's about your mother.
Mother. It says you can fight with someone. You can fight with someone or many people while in your dream. It means that there are things you still doubt in your life. Also, it shows that your emotions aren't in balance. The battle will be between your heart and mind. And I have
Wow.
been saying like to a lot of people that I have this like weird, deep rage
I see it.
inside of
I
me.
feel it.
I think I'm gonna start crying.
I know, but I see it. I see
What the
that you,
hell?
well, I know what it is. It's you being unsettled, and we don't have to discuss why, but it's reasonable. It's reasonable, and you will figure it out, because there's nobody in this world more self-aware and more equipped to get over this hurdle than you. But I will tell you that if you're holding this in, you need to speak out.
Totally.
I don't know if the problem is with me, or if the problem's with your sister, the problems with the neighbor, with the ugly French bulldogs or whatever.
I need to get out of this house.
Get it out. Get it out. Get it out, because you already know.
Well, that's the thing. It's like one of my big like things this year is I need to work on my communication and like saying things in the moment, like not holding back and eventually like blowing up, because that's been like my pattern.
You tell me things in the moment.
Yeah, I know, but
it's taken getting used to, but I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. I appreciate it. I don't want
it's
anything.
easier for everybody because it avoids it prevents like a big disruption in everyone's like relation in the within the relationship that ends up causing more damage.
So when I talked to you yesterday FaceTime, I noticed it. Then your sister asked me, "Is there something going on with Beba?" I said, "I don't know, but I think so, but I can't figure out what it is."
Also like, this is going to sound bad because I've had like a great holiday and stuff.
No, I know what it is. You needed to regroup. Yeah.
I need like a big break from everybody. And
but
like, I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to really like talk to anybody. And like, even
that happens to me, because in a way you had to be on.
Exactly. Like it feels performative. And then I also like,
you couldn't be the chillers.
Exactly. I also like needed a break from like people being around Lola. Like I think I've been like needing my own time with her.
You, Lola, yeah.
Yeah, instead of
which is super selfish because she's mine. No, I do get it.
I just need like a little bit of a break from like everything. And like,
and that's okay.
The holidays are just so like, I understand now like how intense holidays are when you have like a kid, because it's so much more amplified than if it's just like you and whatever your partner. But
we talked about, really simplifying the holidays.
Yeah.
Not doing gifts anymore. Like
I'm done.
Literally doing like none. And not feeling any obligation, and then just doing a trip together, experiences over stuff.
Well,
we don't like a lot of stuff. We don't like, even if your house was
hate clutter
3 times the size, you wouldn't want stuff.
No, and like you're right. If it's gonna be something, I always say like, get me something that's perishable, something that I can enjoy,
or perishable, or whatever. Right.
In a way, an experience. Like I get to share the food or the sweet or whatever with,
or whatever. Like if I want to do something, I want to put money in an account for Lola and create like whatever, or invest for Lola in her own thing. I read the other day that if you invest $7,000 on the day your child is born, by the time and that's it, like, or the beginning, by the time that they retire, they have $1 million in the bank, and it only costs you $7,000.
That's crazy.
And so things like that, that's much more important,
Oh my God, yeah.
And then just, also, everybody's going to pressure you of what to do, where to be, whatever, that kind of stuff. That's your decision. I'm no longer going to feel that I need to be all things to all people. I spent my life that way. That's why people talk about like, oh, I feel my age. Like, I know how old I am. Like, some people say, I forget how old I am because I just feel so young at heart. No, I know how old I am because of the lessons I've learned in my life. And I would not go back to being your age for nothing in the world. I would probably like to look like I looked at your age, but
no, I get that.
But are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I have an understanding now that I wouldn't trade
life
for the world.
Totally. Oh, yeah. I think that's invaluable. It's huge.
Yeah, it really is. So so I think just speak when you feel like speaking, and hibernate when you need to hibernate. For me,
a little break.
Being around people sucks the energy out of me. And
oh my God, in a way that you don't realize it's happening until it's like too late. And then you're like, oh, I'm depleted emotionally, physically, mentally. we went to dinner on the 1st at Jolene's parents' house, and I felt just like I couldn't even like talk. I was just so like mentally tired. And then I
Well, you
also
had a
feel like I
lot of
was being
family.
snappy. Like I was just like not in the best place. And it made me realize like, okay, I need to take a break from everybody because I'm not being very
Right.
nice.
And that was probably too soon to go. Because here's the truth. And I know that John Liam's parents are reasonable people, you know what I mean? And they're kind of chill too in many ways.
Of course.
They want more of Lola and all that. We all do, because we have less time on this planet than you do if things go according to plan. So I get it. But they live there. You can see them anytime, 3 times a week. They come and they take Lola for a walk. So don't put pressure on yourself.
No, it's true.
Don't.
It's true.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'm so glad it's you crying, not me. Not that I'm glad you're crying, but you needed to
no,
get
I got
that
it. Yeah. So listen, rage is masquerades as or no, sadness masquerades as rage sometimes. Yeah. I think I need to just like chill the F out. But anyways, those were all my lowlights. And then my highlight was my friend Kenny was in town, and I got to see him yesterday for a while with Brittany, and it was so nice. Like that was like a fun, really nice palate cleanser, you know?
Yeah. Palate cleanser from the heavy meal that is your family.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any highlights and lowlights? I know it's only Tuesday. I mean, it's like the morning.
I mean, I have lowlights from highlights. I have, your sister becoming a partner. That's such a big deal. I have highlights of things that have happened where 2023 is off to a great start for me. I also didn't mention, I don't know if we talked about it because I also have a little dementia, which I'm working on. A highlight was spending Christmas Day with your dad and his wife. That was really nice. Something he and I always talked about, and we've always had a pretty good relationship, but I think he was always kind of a little a little bit afraid to like dip his toe in that water, and it just was so great. It felt so normal, natural, and it was great for you guys. I know that you loved it, and so that's a real highlight because it opens the door for more of that, which is fine.
It was the first time that it's happened since you guys got divorced, which
right. I mean, we've been together at things and
but it's different. Christmas morning is very intimate. It's not like a lot of people are there, and it's
and I got along great with his wife, and it's easy. You know what I mean? The whole thing was easy, and he found his own little space in the house to kind of do, hang out with you guys and whatever. And then we kind of came together at some point. It was just great. I loved it. So that's definitely a highlight. And lowlights, no, I don't have
no lowlights.
No lowlights.
Love it. Okay, let's get into some questions that people asked.
Okay.
The first one is interesting to say the least. Somebody asked, thong or G-string panties for you and your mom? Question mark.
So I like hanky pankies,
I love a hanky panky too.
Yeah, a G-string I cannot. You would have to send out a search party into my butt to find that string. It would be I don't know that it would take a team of people. We would have to call the SEALs.
Yeah, we would have to
in order to do that. So no.
Highly trained.
And then quite frankly, I often don't wear
Oh my God, really?
Like with jeans.
You're one of those?
Because with jeans and stuff, it like bothers me. And then I wash my jeans every time I wear them.
You're just
letting
things go?
Yeah. But like whatever,
Wow, I can't do that. I'm like,
I think all three of us are hanky panky.
Yeah, we're hanky panky girlies. There's always like a really big sale, like twice a year on a sample sale, and I will buy like 12. And just throw out the old ones.
Yeah.
You shouldn't keep your underwear for that long. That's also
because the way that you wash them, I saw how you did laundry here in my house.
Whatever.
Colors, darks, whites, mixed, your underwear. Got the hands washed. It's all her underwear. So that
I used to do that. And then I was like, I don't care. Will you do a live audience podcast recording in Southern California specifically? I would love to do this eventually. I don't think we're there yet.
No, we're not there yet, but I think that it would be fun. Yeah.
Manifesting for the future. For sure we're going to do this. That would be so fun.
That would be so fun. Yeah.
How did you get the nickname Beva? I think I've answered this before. My sister couldn't say baby when she was little, so she said Beva. It's that simple.
And it's stuck.
And it's stuck. Anna, were you asked back for the Real Housewives of Miami reboot? If so, why did you turn it down? Sad face.
Okay, so this is a complicated question, but because so I've always been very verbal, even before this was ever, a glimmer in Marisol's eye that the show would come back. That I was happy that I did the show. But I would not do the show again. I think I'm past that. And it does not mean I'm past that like I'm better than you. That's the same thing as when people call me to compete in cooking shows. You yourself as a producer have told me you're past
don't do
that.
It. Yeah.
You don't ever do that. You can judge, you can whatever. So I am past that, and I am not equipped to do that and provide the kind of entertainment that people would expect. So I think I would be doing people a disservice.
Yeah.
That being said, why would they call me? You know what I'm saying? At one point they did ask me, like about tying up loose ends or whatever. And I can also say that had I not been super verbal about not being on, I still think they wouldn't have asked me. Because I don't have a relationship with these women.
Yeah.
And I don't.
It wouldn't really be.
I believe that I'm good TV, but I'm good TV in my element where I am doing something and sharing a skill set with you or discussing something like that we can have a conversation, but it's not me. So, but thank you. I get so many people that are feeling that in this show, it's like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, and there's nobody they can actually grasp onto and relate to on the show. Right. Which is why I always think that Leah would be great to be back on the show, because there is some substance there, Yeah. And like Nicole could have substance because, she's smart, she's whatever, but she's really young. And you learn a lot about yourself in your freshman whatever year. So
that's why a season 2 housewife is always it's so interesting to see like the come up, like what did you do plastic surgery wise? How are you gonna bring the drama or not bring the drama? It's like
right. The one thing that is consistent, and to this day, including all the bloggers and is that season 2 was the best season of Real Housewives of Miami, and I think no one's changed their mind about that. So I think that we just had a good mix of people that were very different.
Yeah.
I do want to mention that speaking of Miami, that Martina Navratilova announced that she has stage 1 throat cancer and breast cancer, and I absolutely, my heart goes out to her. It's on the bright side, she caught it early. I don't know much about throat cancer, but a stage 1 breast cancer is super curable. So again, it's a great reminder to all of us to get ourselves checked out and everything else. And, we wish her the best. And I hope, that everything works out, but they must be having, it's a hard thing to find out at the beginning of a year, and knowing, everything that she's going to have to go through. I know.
It sucks. Poor thing. Yeah. Okay. Next question. What are your thoughts on the upcoming season of Jersey Housewives?
I cannot be more excited.
I could not be more excited.
That's my favorite. It used to be Beverly Hills, but Beverly Hills got these people are dark, raw in a way that no one else has ever been. The fact that they're family, there's more at stake. And I don't love to see people destroying each other. I don't, because it's, that's hard, but it's also going to be such good TV. It's
going to be good. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
They're the best. I can't wait to see Margaret's Ozempic transformation.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing I was going to say is that there was a lot of news about Louis giving Teresa's girls all Cartier bracelets. Last year he gave them all gold Cartier love bracelets for Christmas. This year he gave them the one with the that I have in the white the one with the nail. I forget what that one's called.
Oh,
the Cartier bracelet with the nail, which is $12,500, and he gave it to all 4 of them.
What? And
there was
And why? Then, that's so not necessary.
What I don't like about that is that, what do you aspire to later in life? What do we aspire to get first? You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. some controversy that they weren't real.
Oh,
in other words, they might have been real gold, but a lot of people make knockoffs and they'll write Cartier on it and everything. And
yeah, go ahead.
He made a statement through a lawyer.
What?
And didn't address the fact of whether they were fake or not. So
they were fake.
Well, that's the subtext, right? I mean, that's what people think.
Did you hear about Jen Shaw's like acquisition of all her like, bags and jewelry and all this stuff? And like they realized that most of them were fake.
Oh, but most of these housewives have fake stuff.
I know. It's just like,
no, most of them do, especially the ones that wear like all the stuff that says Gucci, 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 LV, LV, all that. Like you can literally go, if anybody's interested, go to Alibaba and they sell it there. It's all fake.
Can you go to Alibaba for me?
No, because we don't know in what sweatshop that's being made, and
no,
we
it's
don't
true.
do
it's
that.
True.
Oh yeah.
My God. Okay, next question. This is a good one for you. Fuck, marry, kill Thomas Kramer, Lenny Hochstein, or Rodolfo.
Say that again.
Fuck, marry, kill Thomas Kramer, Lenny Hochstein, or Rodolfo.
Wow, can I kill all three? I mean, do I have to choose? I guess kill Thomas Kramer. That's easy. I guess Rodolfo, but he's like,
Rodolfo what?
Fuck Rodolfo. And I would marry Lenny Hochstein just to, without a prenup too.
Yeah, of course.
Right, exactly. So and then leave him immediately and, whatever.
Yeah.
And give Lisa's kids the money that they're entitled to or something like that. But God, you guys, you gave me nothing to hang on to there.
I know. Give us the tea on anything you want. Literally anything. Is there any tea? Do we have any tea? I don't have any tea, honestly.
Oh, you have tea that you can't share, like real celebrity shit, but I don't have that kind of tea. What tea do I have? Do I?
Have you heard about this? This is not tea. I'm just like on a tangent, if you will. Have you heard about the Nepo baby thing?
Nipple babies?
No, Nepo baby?
No.
You don't know what a Nepo baby is?
No.
Consider this your quiz question.
Okay. Okay.
A Nepo baby is a person born of not necessarily celebrity parent, but it's nepotism baby. So it's like, God, nepotism baby. There's so many of them. Oh, Kate Hudson, like Goldie Hawn.
Oh yeah, no, Nepo. Oh, you mean nepotism? Yeah, how do you feel about that? I feel like
I was just talking about it with Kenny and Britt yesterday because to me, it's like there's like this big thing about it. Like everyone's like, you're privileged and this and that, all this stuff, whatever. It's so fair and true. Like they didn't have to work as hard as the other person to like get to where they're at, especially if you're within the same industry as your parent, But to me, I'm like, what do people want from them? Like, what do you want to like to make yourself feel better? Like, okay, yes, Kate Hudson didn't have to work 10 times harder to get her foot in the door than like me because her mom is Goldie Hawn.
Right.
But that's not her fault either. It's not her fault. Know what I mean?
Here's what I think. For me, just as the wisdom that I have as an older person, my brother has always been one of those people. It's not fair, and they're whatever, and their family. We have people in our family whose fathers or whatever have gave their sons an opportunity, but I've also seen that son, we know what we're talking about, just build an empire from it and take it and run. And so it's not always what it seems. His father made him do the toughest, most demeaning work in order to do that. But the thing is that if your door had been opened by somebody, you would never know if you could have done it yourself. And that is valuable to me. Some people don't care. I do. Yeah. I do. And no, there's nothing you can do about it. But I'll tell you one thing. Hollywood is very judgmental, finicky, whatever. And you still have to have a certain level of talent, because if you don't, you're out the door. The only thing that happens is that there are a lot of people that are talented out there that we may never get to see.
Here's the thing. I don't think that that's necessarily true of like, if you're not talented, you're out the door. Like,
well, that's true. You're right. There are so many platforms now.
Well, we were talking about it in terms of Judd Apatow, and Leslie Mann's daughter, who's like the cutest, like, so whatever. She's in Euphoria. She's not the greatest actor. Like, she's not the best person for that role. She's like a whatever actress. And it's like, if you think about it in terms of like acting, like for real in the roles, Euphoria is filled with so many incredible actors, and then there's Judd Apatow in Euphoria, and you're just like,
right,
okay, and then sure, but like,
right. And does she want to be the person? My point is, does she want to be the person that Beva is saying on the podcast? You know, she's in there because of her parents. She sucks. You know, she wouldn't want that. So
right,
right. So there is something that you lose, and also in today's world, you know, I take back something. What I said is, you're not out of luck, because how did we discover Justin Bieber? How did we discover, like, these were not people. So if you really have talent and you really want it,
to the surface,
those things have to coexist. You will be discovered. You have to just put yourself out there.
No, it's true.
Yeah. So I don't really care too much about nepotism, but I also don't see this world as to, like, you have to assume that this is it. You know, when you get to 85 and you drop dead, you're done. You know, I'm not talking about anything super metaphysical or whatever, but, you know, I think that everyone is placed in a certain, you know, you have to wonder why there are some children in Africa wondering whether they're going to eat tomorrow, and why you're sitting in a bungalow in Santa Monica. If you don't think about that, then maybe you should. And then you would stop caring about the fairness in life, because maybe we're all just on different parts of our journey. And you've already been, you know, metaphorically, the child in Africa. You know what I mean? So I don't ever look up and say, like, why can't that be me?
Right.
I do look
it's not fair.
Right.
It's whatever.
No, never. Not even
nothing is fair. So
no. But nobody promised a level playing field. They just promised a playing field.
Yeah. No, there was like, but what's funny is that the article about the Nepo babies was like the cover of New York Magazine. And that it was like a whole article that, like, you know, went viral. The cover of it was like incredible. The president of the New Yorker magazine is a Nepo baby. Right. So I was like, everyone's a Nepo baby. Everyone has had help in some way or another.
In some way, yeah. And then there's also, you know, legacy at universities and things like that. This makes the wheels turn. So if you are a high profile graduate of Yale, and because of that, and you do get a superior education, because that's why they're the Ivies, you've achieved tremendous success. Now you help build more buildings in the school and more whatever. And yes, they have to do that. They have
to accept you.
Absolutely. They do. So that's the way the world works. So
that's
make
why
your own fortune. By the way, the first person who is providing the nepotism for the other generation, they started somewhere. Be that person and provide nepotism for your family later. Yeah.
It's just the whole college thing is like another, that's like a whole podcast. But did you hear that Harvard like removed themselves from like the list of schools, like top schools? They were like, we would like to no longer be a part of this list. Yeah, because it's becoming this thing that's like not true or rooted in like facts. It's just like, you know, it's bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Right.
I'm telling you, it's the whole especially Ivy culture, college thing is going to be disrupted. I think
a lot of things going to be disrupted, and I think that the reason people are focused now on Nepo babies and stuff is because cancel culture canceled cancel culture, and now we need something else to worry about, you know.
And I think talk about privilege now,
right? And I think that we as a human race, and then the generations within that just evolve, and they get over things and they're on to the next thing. I'm happy that cancel culture isn't as prevalent as it was before, you know.
Me too.
Yeah. So any more questions?
Not really. I mean, there are, but they're like not great. So we're going to skip them. But we should wrap up anyways. Do you have a quiz question? Do you want me to ask you an actual quiz question?
Ask me a quiz question, and I do have one.
Okay. What is a spicy white?
Okay, is it a person, place, or thing?
It's a person.
A spicy white. A white presenting Latina.
Honestly, kinda, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, here's the thing. So the Urban Dictionary defines it as a white person that has culture. So
I'm right.
So yeah, it's like a person who's like white passing. So you can be Brazilian, but you look white. But the way that it's used in the context of like, people for real is like a white guy who's like really white, but has like swag.
Yeah.
So it's like he's white, he's a spicy white. Like John Liam is considered a spicy white, even though, and he's Italian and Irish. So whatever. But Pete Davidson, a spicy white because he's got the swag. So it's more like
I think that generation also is going to have more of that, more and more, because a lot of people are accepting other cultures, and we're not wanting to be separated. We want the melting pot to cook all together and make a delicious stew. And so that's what's happening. I think that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to ask you a question that you wouldn't know the answer to, and that's no fun.
That I would know the answer to?
You would not.
Oh, I would not.
Okay. But here's one. What does the con and con artist mean?
A con is like when you like deceive somebody, it's like a game. It's
No, I'm not asking you what con artist means. I'm asking you
what is con a shortened version of
a word.
That okay. I didn't know that. Con artist. I don't know.
Con artist means confident artist. And it's not so much about them being confident. It's about them instilling confidence in others first so they can take advantage of them.
I don't think a lot of people know that. I know I say that every time, but I don't think a lot of people know that the con and con artist means confidence.
Probably not.
So you're really just helping the people out.
I'm helping the people. Do you know what an NFT is?
Do you?
Yeah, I do. Do you know
what an non-fungible token?
Okay, cool. All right. Well,
and a balloon mortgage is a mortgage in which a large portion of the borrowed principal is repaid in a single payment at the end of the loan period. Obviously, I just we were at the end of the podcast last episode, and I couldn't say that at the end. So
but you knew it
now, of course,
right? Of course. So when you said, it's like a mortgage that you just blow up or whatever, you're just joking.
No, it's a mortgage for people who live in a balloon.
In a balloon, right? You were just joking.
Yeah, it's a joke. That's a joke. Again, everybody needs to relax, chill out.
Lola's sleeping.
She just woke up. Would you like to see her?
Yes.
Hey, John Liam, can you bring Lola out?
He's gonna send me to hell. Like the bodyguard. Have you ever seen how John Liam stands next to me when I'm playing with Lola? He just watches me like I'm doing something wrong. No, like, you know what I mean? He is her bodyguard.
Yeah.
It is the cutest
thing. That's how it should
be. It's fucking annoying too, but it's cute. Because who's gonna
let me just while we wait for the Lola, everybody, thank you for listening. Follow us on Instagram at Mommy Issues a Pod. Follow me on Instagram at Beba_Rod. Follow my mom at Anna Cooks, QOOKS.
We are on YouTube. And
we're on YouTube. You were
expecting to see me touch my hair a lot. I just touched it a little.
I did it for the both of us. I'm having a bad hair day because it's really oily and like flat and
No, forget it. I don't want him to be like
mad at you.
Mad. Yeah. Just
I listened to our last podcast and I was like so mad about. I was like, I'm a single fucking talking mom. And I was like, whoa, I really have been holding a lot in.
Yeah, you need to
speak up.
You need to speak up, man, because.
Yeah. Hey, John Liam? Yeah. Can you bring Lola out? Oh, he's coming this way. He's coming this way. Just
take
your time.
Shut up.
Oh, look who it is. Oh, she's gonna.
Oh my God, you love that. You are such a little daredevil.
Whoa, is that fun?
She loves it.
Was that so fun? You want to say something?
That little comb over is hilarious. Lola. Lola.
Say Dada. Yeah.
He's obsessed with him. It's so cute. Babe, why are you parting your hair that way? Can we just do something?
Mommy, I can't.
It reminds me of.
Look, I can't do anything else.
But like, oh my gosh, she's John Liam.
She's got to have her hair parted to the side. I don't know what you want. It's not long enough. She's a baby, in case you forgot. Tell her you're a baby.
You're a baby.
All right, guys.
Okay.
That's it.
Love you.
I love you.
Lola.
Love you. Bye. Bye.